Okay, bad news in California continues from the SF gate. California no longer has the fastest growing home prices in the US. For years, the combination of strict building and the allure of moving to California, the beauty of the state still is, and the great business environment stopped being a long time ago, made our housing prices rise faster than anywhere. Now, as our business climate is plummeting and companies are moving out of state, the housing price is no longer leading the country in growing. And it's going to start affecting people's net worth. And when that happens, you're going to start to see some changes in the politics, I think, in the state. That's what it's going to take. The latest example of this, Chevron, long headquartered here in California, moving headquarters along with many companies to Texas. Why? Lower taxes, lower regulations. And the fact is, California doesn't want to drill oil. California, and when you read the history, it's shocking. The oil industry was basically discovered in Pennsylvania and then really moved to California. California was founded in oil. Long Beach, Huntington Beach, Los Angeles, where I live, Beverly Hills, Bakersfield, all were huge oil producing areas. And it's sad that California wants to import oil from the most despotic regimes in the world. We're going to import oil from Iran and Saudi Arabia and not from California, where we can obviously control the regulations to make it cleaner. As a result, Chevron's moving out, and they're going to take with them their headquarters and employees and jobs. Just another example of why California is becoming a more difficult place to live for businesses. Speaking of which, I reported on this somewhat last week, but it's coming to fruition. We had a kind of a misleading article last week saying Governor Newsom was issuing orders to remove homeless encampments. Well, that was really a lie. The truth was Governor Newsom's state agencies have been fighting cities who wanted to remove homeless people, and then they lost their lawsuit finally to the Supreme Court. And so rather than let the news say Gavin Newsom lose the Supreme Court decision, he issues an executive order as though he was trying to help all along. And I said to you for that time, this is just going to be a bait and switch, because what he's going to do is call his allies, other politicians, who will be the bad guys now, and they'll be the ones who'll stop clearing homeless encampments. And as if on cue, LA County, LA City leaders are fiercely against his executive order. And so here's the problem. The order only stopped fighting cities. It didn't make cities clear encampments. And so the city of Los Angeles really wants more homeless people on the streets. This is a business that the city officials love. They get to give money to their contractors. They get to act like they care about people. They can shuffle them from one area to the next. So the local city officials are saying, well, we don't get rid of these people. And so while Governor Newsom pretends to get rid of them because he's polishing his resume for his next job as he ends his second term as governor, local LA city officials are, even though they now have the right to remove them, and they've argued for years they didn't have the right to do that, now what they're going to tell you is that they will not move people unless there is housing for them built by the city, which means they get their political graft and get a piece of the money out of their business. So again, this continues to be a political football, but don't believe the news. There's no way Governor Newsom would remove one homeless person, because again, those are all customers. And this is covered even now at a national level. The Nation magazine reports dysfunctional Los Angeles politics threatens the housing progress. And Karen Bass had she's touting that she's improved homelessness. And I ask you, when you drive through the city, those of us in LA, do you see more or less? I see a lot more. Karen Bass is telling us it's down. But I think they shuffle from one area to the next. They shuffle them out, count, they shuffle back, and don't count them. And so here you have even the Nation magazine pointing out that our own city is fighting our own housing program. And as a result, very little housing being built for a city our size. We're like we're the second largest city in America with the 50th most housing being built. Almost all of it city subsidized, low-income housing, drug treatment housing, very little for residents, and that's going to make housing prices go up and make the housing problem in LA worse.